Good morning, everybody, and I hope you do have a good morning and a blessed day. I try to tell everybody, especially my kids and coworkers and everybody I'm around, be thankful you woke up and you open your first two blessings, your eyes, when you woke up. So be thankful for that. There's tons of things that we can be thankful for or grateful for, and a lot of times how we start out is how we're going to finish. That's not always the case, because you can start out in a really good mood and people can really steer you the wrong way, but it's good to start out on the right path and the right things. So being thankful is a good one to start out on. If there's things that you sometimes think, well, I don't have a lot to be thankful for, which I've heard many times in dealing with people over the years, I've started thinking of things that I can remind them to be thankful for. So in America, when I say we're blessed, no matter your race, color, sex, anything else, I really do mean we're blessed. If you have running water, if you can poop and pee into a bowl that has clean water in it, there's hundreds of thousands, millions of people that don't even have clean drinking water. And that hurts my heart. It really does. But again, I want this to be positive. I want it to be uplifting. I want it to help us to grow. But sometimes pointing out some of those little things that others don't have can sometimes help. I have a friend that always says, there's always somebody that has it worse, yeah? There's always somebody that may have it better, too. Or you may think they have it better because of how they're perceiving to have more things than you, or more stuff, or more whatever it be, cars, clothes, money, items. But possessions really don't make up life. The treasures that we have are the people we get to share it with, not the things that we acquire in this lifetime. And I hope people realize that before it's too late. And in America, again, we're blessed to have a roof over our head, clothes on our back. Running water is a huge one. Toilets we can flush and they go somewhere else. But that being said, there's one huge factor, and it's a common thread throughout all of life. And you'll either work on this common thread throughout life, or you won't. And all of it is a choice that daily you have to choose. And I tell people constantly to get on a routine so you don't get in ruts. And it does create a structure, like waking up in the morning because I work with a lot of youth. So a lot of times I'm speaking from some of their aspects and not just to adults or young adults, but the middle factor. I try to find the medium ground between all people. And a lot more older people will probably realize this a lot quicker, because they've either done it or experienced it. So the younger you are, the easier it is to think we know everything. We've all been there, because we were all young once. And the more you listen to older people, and the more I once had a man tell me, wise people learn from their mistakes, and a wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. So if you can learn from the mistakes of others, it's usually easier to talk to 40-plus-year-olds, older people that have been through things, and you can learn from quicker, so you don't have to go through some of those things, because you can learn them from other people. But one of my main threads is the routine. When we wake up, we have enzymes, we have cells, we have a brain, we have all these things feed and function off of certain things in our life. Our routine of what we eat in the mornings. If you're eating a bunch of sugars, if you're eating a bunch of garbage, Pop-Tarts, cereals, and I'm not knocking how anybody eats or does anything in their life, but if you want to feel better, if you want to be healthier, you have to do certain things. It's not just going to happen. It's not going to be like, God, please bless this food to the nourishment of my body, and then you get a double quarter pounder and fries every day. It's like, that's probably not going to be very nourishment to your body. Not that I haven't done that years of my life. Everything I tell people is usually from experience or someone else I've learned it from. And that's all of life. We all should do that with everything that we go through and experience. We should try to share it. If I learn something, I try to share it with everybody. Now, that doesn't mean everybody listens. I know tons of things that I've told people, and it's like, you can tell them till you're blue in the face, or beat the dead horse, or whatever you want to call it. But one common structure that I'm finding throughout life is get on a routine. Have a habit of waking up. Have a habit of, I have a certain time I wake up. I'm actually up early this morning and can't go back to sleep. So I figured, why not make a video and roll. When I do wake up and I know I'm wired, I just go. I think it's the ADHD in me, but have a routine, have a set out plan of planning your day. We do it with our children at home. We have wake up, have a certain time that you wake up. It doesn't mean the kids always make that time, but the more you're on a routine, the more you have something that's solid, it's firm, it's a structure. And even with COVID, with talking to most of the young adults that I've talked with, it's throwing off their structure. It's throwing off their routine of going to school. The Skyping is hard. Being on the Chromebooks and all the other stuff, it is very hard for kids. They're not used to it. It's alien almost. And they're having to get used to it. And I understand whether you're pro-mask, for-mask, all the other nonsense. Like, this is hard on kids across the board. It's hard on families. It's hard on parents. Again, if we would get on a structure even at home, and I know a lot of people are having to homeschool now or do more stuff with their kids or change their schedules. You have to make what works for you and your family. But getting your kids on a routine or a system or a structure is very healthy. It helps everybody. Because when they know what to do, again, going back to my kids and our routine and our structure, we set out a thing in the morning. My wife was losing it sometimes with the kids, and which is very normal. Most people across the board will tell you this, whatever parent is home, male or female, that like the kids won't listen, they're not doing this. It's the same thing every morning because it's chaos. You can't function correctly in chaos. And when you're constantly just yelling and this and that, and it's happened to all of us, it doesn't help anybody. So we came up with this routine of get up, make your bed, and I learned that from an admiral. A lot of Navy military people will understand that. But make your bed. Denzel Washington has a thing where he says, put your shoes way underneath your bed. I like learning from older people like that. I mean, you can learn a lot of stuff from people who have been through life already and hopefully acquire and grow from it quicker and learn from some of their mistakes and try to grow in other areas or just have common knowledge that helps. So he'll say, push your shoes way under your bed. So when you get down in the morning, you have to get on your knees and pray. And it's a pretty cool thing. You can look it up. And there's other people that have different things. But making your bed is something you've accomplished. You've accomplished your first task for the day. Accomplishing things makes you feel better about yourself. It helps you want to do more. Do something. So this routine is pretty straightforward. It's make your bed, do this. I have a list of here in this where I talk about this. So you can go back and look up the list. I'll put it in the link. But if we have a routine, and you don't have to use mine or ours, we can help each other. And like, I don't know if you have other ideas, comments, but it's very healthy for all of us to have a set time we wake up and your brain and your body function better like this. It's healthy to have certain things, like you need veggies in the day. I know people don't like veggies. With all the sugars and processed food and all the things that we eat on the run now, your body has to get something that's healthy and nutritious, or you don't have nutrients. You don't grow right. Your brain doesn't function right. A lot of our mental health problems, I really believe, come from nutrition. And it's sad, but not to say that people don't have mental health and real issues and need medication and other things, but that's a whole nother topic. But to stop some of these basic things from happening, young or old, you have to be on a routine so you don't get in a rut. And a lot of that is just, you have to map out what works for you and your family. You have to figure out, I mean, all kids have different personalities. There's about 5 different personality traits of every human being. You can study that in basic common psychology across the board. I read a lot, and like listening to different people. But there's 5 basic personality traits. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of different things, and no human being is the exact same, but there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities and differences between male and female. And I know we're trying to make all these other genders, and I'm not going to get into that topic right now, but just some of this stuff, it does have to do with nutrition. Like it does. Like feeling and thinking certain ways comes from a lot of improper nutrition and being imbalanced. Because if this isn't working correctly, neither is anything else. As you think is, so you are. So I would strongly encourage people to get on a routine, not to get in ruts, to have a purpose, to have a meaning, to have a drive. So make your bed, brush your teeth. Well, I got to back up. We say make your bed, get ready for the day, go up, say the Lord's Prayer, get something healthy. I try to do like smoothie pops. I make different blends and smoothies. You can look those up in here if you want. And just eat something healthy first, because the first thing that you're going to get from hours of not having nutrients, and after being fully rested, your body's going to want something that's good. And if you're constantly consuming, like I said, Pop-Tart, sugars, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like all those things taste good, but they're not good for you. And we have to watch that. So I don't know. We try to do this with our family. It works quite well. I mean, doesn't mean everything always happens. I mean, we've gotten to the point where we have a morning routine, a school routine now, a nighttime routine, and I'll even make like a little list. I'll type it out or write it out, and then the girls hang it on their walls and then kind of check it off. And my second oldest is getting a lot better at not even needing the list, and she just does it. The younger ones still have to kind of go back and have you done everything on your list? Because then you're not constantly asking, have you done this? Have you brushed your teeth? Have you done that? You're asking them 5,000 different things when it could be 10 things on a list. Or you're saying it 5,000 times, and you don't need to. Like, a lot of this stuff is... And then share. The other thing outside of a routine is share the burden. Like, at work, if I do everything on the roof and then complain about nobody does anything, well, you won't let anybody do anything. It's the same I see at home with moms and dads that sit there and like, the kids won't do this, the kids won't do that. I had to pick up all this stuff. No, you chose to. And I hate to say this, but I mean, if we would just snap out of, yes, I have to, I get to. I tell my kids this all the time, you get to. You don't have to. And a lot of times that goes with our mental psyche. You don't have to do anything. You get to. We get to get up. We get to go to school. We get to go to work. And be thankful you can. I mean, again, there's lots of blessings you can count if we're not always complaining and bitching and bickering and all these other things. So get on this routine. Start changing your thought process and you'll change your life. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you won't take steps in this direction, you'll take steps in that direction. And at some point, one side's going to highly outweigh the other side. So I always end these love God, love people, love you all. And I do mean that. And if we don't have humanity and we don't have love and God's love, there really is no purpose or point to this. But we can be functioning a lot better as families and each other and everything across the board. So routine is one of my biggest ones. If you don't have a routine or structure or something, you don't have a solid foundation. You don't have any firmness. You don't have any guidance. It just kind of throws your whole day off whack when you're just waking up and doing whatever, whenever, however. There's really no... And again, you can, start small. Start somewhere like, I'm going to get up at this time and do this, and then add something to it. Like, once you get that down, do something else. And pretty soon you'll get into a very... my dad used to have a book called $1 Million Habits. I never read it, but he constantly tell me different little things from it. But $1 Million Habits was basically the habits you form, good or bad, are going to basically be who you are later on. So if you're forming all bad habits, I don't want to say you're going to be a bad person, but you're not going to be able to do a lot of good things with bad habits, if that makes sense. I mean, you can't have horrible habits and then expect like life to just work out. And another thing he used to say was, luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. If you're prepared at all times for all things, it's not luck, it's just you were prepared. You planned and prepared for that thing. So create a structure, create a routine. It will help with the mental health. It will help with the seeming like things are chaos. And it'll get us back on board. And again, if you want to write in comments or email me, my email that I checked isn't the one that I have on this, unfortunately, but is Justin, Justin, at it's like the minus sign, J, roofing, roofing.com. So if anybody ever wanted to text and say, hey, can you show me your list? And you take it, run with it. Like, I can try and print it out and put it on these details, but yeah, hit the like, give me comments. Like, I like learning from other people. I like if there's something that you do that has become a real good thing in your family or household or whatever. And again, if you can't control your own household and your own livelihood yourself, it starts with you and goes out. It's like the ripple effect in the pond. If you throw a stone in the pond, it makes ripples. Now, those can be good ripples or they can be bad ripples. Again, it goes back to behaviors. But we have to train ourselves in how to think correctly, how to build ourselves up. You can't build anybody else up if you can't build you up. So, and I'm not saying get boastfully proud and I'm better than everybody else. I've had that problem in my life too. But I hope this helps. And again, comments, whatever, let me know if you have good ideas. But get on a routine so you don't get in ruts, and it will form structure in your life even in times of chaos and diseases and vaccines and political things and all the other nonsense in life. Life is going to come and go and pass us however, but you don't always have to be affected by it. We can step back and say, you know, I'm on this routine. This is my plan. This is what needs to happen in my life. And like I said, it will slowly change the world around you. And I am big on that too. Be the change you want to see in the world. So again, love y'all. Have a good day.